Welcome everyone to this weekly live charting and watchlist session. Guys, the format will be the same as last week. We're gonna look at some major ETFs. After that, I'm gonna look into all these names. After that, I'll take some Q&As and we'll do some chart requests, and then we'll enjoy our weekend after that. And also, guys, I am gonna try to make a video on how to make a watch list, how to play the watch list. So once I make my Monday watch list, I upload it on Twitter. After that, I will try to make a video on how to play the watch list. So thumbs up in the chat if you guys want it. Okay, now let's start with the ETFs. We're gonna look at the main ones. Before starting, guys, I just want to give you guys all a quick disclaimer that all the ideas I share here, those are my own ideas, and these are all no financial advice in any way. Okay, so let's get started. So ARK reversed off our levels that we had last week. So this was our level, and this was our level 2. So we have two levels marked, or two zones marked for ARK innovation to reversed, and then we see a perfect bounce off our level, guys. We don't know if this is just a short covering, or this is actual a start of something, start of a reversal. But for now, we only gonna treat it as a short covering, as a bounce. But there is a bullish pattern forming. This three soldiers on a rising volume. So this is something to keep an eye on, and also I think it broke a downtrend too. Yes, I think there are slight chance that the bottom is in already, and I'm gonna discuss that when I go into my SPY chart, and we'll do some Elliott wave analysis on that. So ARK broke a downtrend. So what's the key level now? Is here. Needs to hold these levels basically. These lows, this second candle lows needs to hold. If this low doesn't hold, then more lows can come again, guys. So the price bounced off this level, broke the downtrend, and now the demand is in this zone. So whenever price comes back in here, buyers will try to push the price to the upside. So once price breaks these lows, that's when it confirms that price is still in a downtrend. It's breaking prior lows, and it's not breaking prior highs. So this is the whole area to watch. So this isn't just a chop zone basically. If prices even pushes up, price needs to break these levels. So these are two levels that needed to break for any upside momentum to the upside. So ARK still has a lot of catch up to do. Still cannot say that ARK is bullish or S&P is bullish, because if we look at the weekly chart, most of the names are still in a downtrend. Nothing changed. It just was very overextended. Now coming back, but on high volume candle here. So we'll see next week what happens. But these are levels that I'll be working with. Again, guys, the high of this day breaks will give us a good trade to the upside. So we'll just play on the high of the day break unless we break the prior swing highs and retest the swing highs, and then go from there. Guys, there's no reason to be in a trade just because it broke the downtrend, because this is the first time it reversing of the lows. So what that means, if you are following me for a long time, you guys probably know I do not trust the first pump. There will be a pullback 100%. If not here, then it will go here, then it will pull back. So that is where the bulls gonna load. So right now the risk to reward is not good for bulls, because market can pull back anytime and then can go up. So the perfect spot for bulls to load up on the pullback. So market can give us a pullback this week where we can so basically what I'm trying to say is market can give us a buyable pullback this next week. So watch out for that. Even if market is ready, don't try to go short overnight and all that stuff. So watch if it's a Bible pullback, or if it's just breaking all the supports and prices approaching new lows. That we will figure out once on Monday or Tuesday. So that's what's up with ARC. 58.45 is a level I'm watching for the downside, and for the upside 66 level for upside. Now look at Semiconductor ETF, looking really good. I think most of the charts are gonna look like this, guys. Most of the chart broke the downtrend and on high volume, basically the same candles, bearish engulfing hammers all over the place. At this point, it's all nice, all these candles and stuff, but if they're not breaking my key levels, then there's no point. So for semiconductor ETF, it's approaching key level here. So approaching key level, we have seen the price rejecting of this level couple of times, and then it's approaching the same level again. Looks extended here too on the daily, so might give us a pullback and then start pushing to the upside. So if this is a lows, and then I take some retracement here of the lows and then take it here. So what are the levels that I'll be looking to get into a pullback? So these are some of the levels I'm basically looking to buy the pullback. Not even this 28% retracement. I mean, if the bulls are strong enough, there will be a pullback at 23%, and then they will bounce off that. So, but I usually buy pullbacks on these two retracements. They fit with my Elliott wave count too. So this is a wave 1, this is a wave 2, and then the 4 wave to the upside. So watching this 271 level for semiconductor, if this one breaks this level, and then there will definitely be one leg higher on all the semis. So watch out for this on high watch. I'm just gonna set an alert on semiconductor ETF. So once I know this is breaking out, then I can get into calls in any semi name. And guys, for the downside, again, this lows I'm watching, price reclaim the uptrend. So I would not try to short it unless price breaks these lows, these lows here, which is 260.28. So this is a low that I'm watching to play the downside, and then for the upside, you guys know my level. And then my target would be this candle. Yes, once if this candle breaks, then I will take some more risk for to play the downside. In this zone, I will just be careful because price can pull back. I mean, price can reverse off these zone here. So have this zone on your chart. After that comes S&P 500. Nice breakout here on the daily chart of the downtrend. If you look at, if you look in the weekly chart, yes, this looks like a bull flag breakout here on the weekly chart. On high volume, bullish engulfing here, approaching supply zone here. We can see price prior went back into this zone, rejected here, made a new low. So that is a valid supply zone. So price needs to above this level, which is 448. This is the key level. After 448, 458 is a big level to cross for S&P to be bullish. So you guys can clearly see price rejected off here, made a new low, rejected off here, made a low. So needs to if above this level, 258 is the next resistance. Above 458, I'm all bullish. So what if S&P gives a pullback next week, so where I'll buy it. Let's see, guys. If the bulls are strong enough, which I think they are right now, just by looking at the price action in this name, in SPY, in all the indexes, and in all the other names, so SPY market looking pretty bullish. So if bulls are strong enough, they should be able to reverse the price of these levels. So 443 is a level where I would start buying the dips. So 443 where I would try buy the dips, and then they might test these highs, lows here too, which would be 50% retracement of these lows. Guys, I would look to buy the pullback, not to short the pop this time, because we are having a good because we got a news from the Fed that they're only raising 25 BPS points, and and even Jay Powell said the market is is already priced in on all those. So there are, and I do think the market is already priced in for 25 BPS point from all the way from 480 to 413. So I think we will see some relief rallies of it until the next Fed meeting comes, and then we will know what they're going to do with the balance sheet starting next week, and how the rate hikes are going to be. So in this meeting, I was only waiting for Fed to talk about the balance sheet, and then how they're going to treat the balance sheet, all the $4.5 trillion asset they bought since COVID, what they're going to do about that. So they still are not very clear about it, and that's what the market wanted to hear, and then market did not hear anything about the balance sheet and all that. So market ripped, and so in the next meeting, I'm also watching the same thing, what they have to say about the balance sheets and all that. If they say they're going to start reducing, then we might see some downside effect on it. But for now, I think the only information we got is just a 25 BPS point raise, which was already priced in, and now we're seeing a push to the upside. So these are my pullback zones to buy. Again, guys, my Elliott waves, as we did last week, let's do it again real quick to see where the big retracement points are of this larger degree count. So SPY already hit this wave 4 target of 38% retracement of this wave 3. I'm gonna quickly go through it. So this is a wave 1, this is a wave 2, this is the wave 3, this is the wave 4, and the wave 5 is higher. Give me a second. Alright guys, so the yellow ones, they are the larger degree waves. So what happens is from this wave 2 to wave 3, so this is a whole wave 3, and then we had an aggressive rally. Wave 3 is always the biggest one, so we got this biggest rally, and now we're seeing the pullback into our zones, which was this zone to buy 38% retracement of wave 3, and the 50% retracement of wave 3 price came into this zone. We were looking at this zone for a bounce. My target was 400, but price came into this zone that we were talking about from last 1 month, and came here and reversed off of it. So I do think this is a start of the wave 1 of wave 5. So guys, I think this is a final wave of this huge bull run we had since COVID. This can be a blow off top after this COVID lows. Once we hit the wave 5 highs, which my target for wave 5 after this one would be, if we hold these lows, guys, if we hold these lows, my wave 5 target is 550. So I know we have a lot of catch up to do. I gave some these high targets before when we hit this top, when we hit this top in here, and then we hit it perfectly. So 550, if these lows holds, 550 can come easily on this breakout, and this is a huge base breakout of since in November lows. So wouldn't be surprised to see 550 on S&P, unless Fed comes up and fucks up or anything else. But so yeah, these are zones I'm looking to get pullback in. So this whole count, guys, this whole count is invalidated if these lows break, and then my target would be 400. So that's my game plan for S&P into going forward. That was a that was a long ass analysis. Again, guys, if you don't get a pullback next week, I mean on Monday or on Tuesday, but there will be a pullback 100% sure, and we will try to buy that pullback. So Qs broke the downtrend and also broke this prior highs. So which is good to see, and it's starting to make some starting to change the trend here. Basically, it was making this lower lows, and now it's making this lower highs. Nice to see. But all it needs to do is just this might just a short covering rally, guys. So the pullback for that I'm watching for Qs are I'm gonna see up to 61% retracement of this wave. So 330 is up until 330. I will try to buy the pullback, but if not, we break these lows and then we can test the new lows. That's how we used elliott waves in the larger degree to ride the whole trend basically. And guys, if you think you guys are late now after this run, you guys we are still in the very early stages of this last wave of SPY and Qs of the market. So do not feel miss out or anything like that. Market will give us a lot of opportunities going forward. All you gotta do, have a plan, and then market will pay you. Don't be impatient in here. No need to beat yourself up. So this is a Qs. So the key levels on Qs I'm watching is these ones. 357.20 is the next level I'm watching on Qs. Already broke this one. So if we stay above these levels, 350, I think Qs can test 358 next, and then maybe we go around somewhere here, and then nice push up, and then pull back into our zones, into our this retracement levels, not in here. Then the levels will change too, right? If price goes in here, the levels will change. So wherever price will start rejecting, I will take my low, I will take the retracement from there, and then I have my this retracement zones ready to buy the pullback. So, and for the downside, guys, again, just following these lows. Once this low starts to break, and then we'll try to getting, guys. I would not get heavy on puts just yet, because price can reverse anytime, because price is in an uptrend, and just be careful next week, guys. Yeah, there are slim chances, as mentioned, very slim chances that the bottom is in, but I'm not 100% sure yet. When I am, I will let you guys know. So DIA is the daily range breakout. Price still in a downtrend, did not break. So same thing, guys. Price in this supply zone. We can, as you guys can see, price came here, pushed the upside, made a new low. So clearly a supply here. So all these indexes are in a supply zone right now. So if we see a rejection of these levels, I wouldn't be surprised. I also took some small lot of size put position 2 weeks out, I guess, or 10 days out. We'll see how that goes. That's the only reason I took puts, because price and supply and was a bit extended here on the daily. If we get it, that's nice. If we don't, then it's a load of anyway. IWM is approaching key level, to be honest, but it gave a daily close at these lows, after a long time. Since January, it's the highest close. So key level here on IWM is 209. So above 209 IWM, it can just rip higher. Watching these, yes, it has a lot of supply in here. Look at this. So if it goes there, reject back down, that'd be nice. If not, break it, retest this level, and then start pushing back up again. That'd be good to see, guys. And on IWM, I think these levels are good to get into a crook scalp of puts. 204, below 204, we can get some puts. Okay, guys, I'm gonna talk about this ETF jets. Then I'm not gonna talk about any airline because all the charts look the same. I think we have this is a clear fake out. This is a clear bear trap on airlines. We saw a huge flush down. I think because of the oil prices went up, and then the fuel cost went up, and that's when we bought puts too. And then it's a bear trap happened in it, and now it's just pushing back up. So guys, what happens in a bear trap is just price goes in a bear trap, and then it breaks a resistance. So this is a key level here for jets. Has a lot of catching up to do, and then price is also in a supply zone. If you guys remember, I did a trade recap of how I traded this a supply, this a distribution to the puts. So now price is in this zone back again. So chances reject, we don't know. Could be a bear flag, could be anything, right? So price in supply and this bear flag forming. So the levels I'm watching on jets is this 1970 level. I'm watching on jets. It has a nice gap to fill to the downside. If it goes there, should give us an easy trade on jets. And then for the upside, I don't know if I want to play the upside. I want to play the upside, above these levels or above, somewhere these levels. I want price to above these levels, and then we can get into calls. And then also a downtrend break too, guys. It's just how you want to see it, right? It's a downtrend break. It's bullish. It's a bear flag. It's a bear trap. It's just how you want to see it. But in the end, all the levels matter. So if price breaks this level, then I'm gonna get into puts. And then if this level breaks, these highs or somewhere around this, let's say 21, and then I'm gonna get into calls. So that's all the levels I'm watching on these ETFs. So guys, ETFs are done. I know took a little longer on S&P 500, but that analysis was worth it. I hope that might help you in deciding to buy the pullback or not. Guys, AA aluminum names looking hot again. Has this nice flag break or falling wedge break. Just a prior breakout, retested it, and then now pushing back up to the upside on low volume. So that is concerning, going up on a low volume. So I'm gonna have these lows marked on my chart. So if it breaks these lows, because this whole rally was in low volume, might be a short covering rally of the lows. So I'm gonna have 79.20 level marked as my for puts. Could be a bear flag, right? It's just how you guys want to see it. So the key levels here for next week, just these highs basically, guys. If prices break these highs, on Monday or on Tuesday or whatever, these highs break, which is 82.70, price can quickly push back up to 85.83. So 85.83 is a key level. If 85.83 breaks, then I wouldn't be bearish anymore, and then my target would be these highs, and then break these highs, and then next target is 100 cycle level. So that's the game plan for double A for both upside and downside. Here comes Apple, one of the strongest stock. Well, look at the volume, guys. Price still in a downtrend. It looks like making this nice channel here, or you can say bull flag or whatever. Has this small downtrend break of the highs, and guys, look how price react of these demand zones. Look at this. This was a clear demand zone. There's a clear fresh demand zone on the daily. Fresh demand zone on the daily. Price consolidate here after all this nice run up, all this this downturn came. Price came into the demand zone, came to the fresh demand zone, bounced off hard of the demand zone, guys. So always have fresh daily demands or supply zones on your chart. That will help you a lot in deciding if you guys want to go short or not. So the next levels I'm watching on Apple is 165. Apple above 165 can easily test these highs. Again, guys, this is a fresh supply, approaching fresh supply here in this zone, Apple. So pullback is near. Might be. If even if you push Monday, Apple needs to break these highs, which is 168.80. After that, there's an uptrend too. There's a resistance. So expecting some kind of pullback. We have seen a lot of stocks in the supply at these levels. But we'll see. We'll have a clear picture on Monday or Tuesday. So these are the 4 highs, guys. Again, I know most of the stocks rallied high on Friday. So our put triggers would be the low of the day of Friday. So price might not have go to this trigger level on Monday or whenever, but whenever it goes, it will give us a good trade. I don't want to chase into puts somewhere in the middle or anything like that. But even if we go into smaller time frame, let's look at 1 hour. So 1 hour is in a nice uptrend, and then there's a when these kind of setup formed, I just I try to stay away to go long. There's a rising wedge into the supply, not a good sign, right? So I'll careful about that. Once this 1 hour trend breaks, then I might get into pulls for the downside, but not until the trend breaks and I have a clear sign that price rejected of these highs. So that's the game plan for Apple, guys. So if you guys have a game plan for Apple, you don't need anything else, because Apple, wherever will Apple go, the market will follow. Yo, Airbnb has this inverted head and shoulder breakout on the daily, hitting our target perfectly on this. So 167 is the next level. Break 167 and then we can go to 176 next, or come bullish engulfing on high volume, come back, retest this neckline, and then start pushing to the upside. So watch Airbnb on high watch. I'm going to put it here on the green one. So Airbnb looking nice. Is on high watch for next week for me. I don't want to buy puts on just yet. ABT looks good. Looks like a huge falling wedge breakout here, but key level here is still 123. 123 breaks, we can see a nice push to the upside. The next supply is around here. So break here, going to the next supply, reject back down, retested it in the weekly level. You know, and sometimes what happens is price break out of this daily level, retest it, and then go back higher. And then what happens the next time, price is gonna reject its supply, it's gonna retest this level again, but that retest would be on the weekly chart, not on the daily chart. So always do multi-time frame analysis when you buy the pullback or anything like that. You know, if price is already retested the daily level in the daily chart, but not on the weekly level, so price can go into the weekly level, test it, retest on the weekly, and then start pushing back up to the upside, and vice versa, guys, and in any chart. So have those in your mind. Guys, what is this? Every single chart is fucking looking the same. So every single chart is broke the downtrend. Every single chart is in this supply. Look at this, guys. Adobe in this supply zone too. Yes, I don't do my LED waves, you know, on every single chart. You know, I don't draw it on Adobe or or any other chart, because thing is, if I'm doing it on SPY, on Qs, all these stocks are gonna follow SPY and all that other stuff. And then the thing is, like, I don't draw it anymore, because when I see it off the lows, I just have the waves in my mind, in the back of the head. I know where the pullback can happen. If this is a wave 1, this is probably this is a wave 1 lower, and then it's a wave 3, 4, and 5. Now we're getting a huge wave 4 pullback for next leg higher, right? So I just draw the waves in my mind on most of the charts. If you guys want me to make a video on it too, like a short video, I can do that. Let me know in the chat. Adobe next level I'm watching 453.80, break 453.80, and then we can definitely push back up to like 463s easily. So these lows watching on Adobe, looks like once this lows breaks will give us a good trade to the downside. Key level here of the support, 436, 118. Guys, again, if you guys missed anything, whatever I said, you can always go back and see what I talked about. That's the only reason I started doing it on YouTube instead of Discord, because I have a recording and all that stuff, because it's 2 hours long. Price approaching this main downtrend here. Looks good for either side, to be honest. Daily is a bit extended here. So watching for puts here. 209.85 on Autodesk for puts. The target would be 204.50, guys. 204.50 target on the break, and then for the upside I'm gonna have 215.55 for the upside, with a target of 2019.50. So just intraday trade, no swings on Autodesk. And most of the stocks looking bullish. Guys, 3 white soldier pattern on a firm spotted on high volume. So what are the chances, guys? What are the chances? Let's see the RSI. We're having this bullish divergence, guys, but guys, again, I only watch for divergence. I used to look at divergence before on all the on all the stocks to buy the pullback and all that stuff, and but I was starting to look at it again after this huge the flush we had in most of the stocks. If I see any stock making divergence on the weekly chart, I would just take the play. On weekly charts, divergences are very very powerful, guys. So always watch for divergence on the weekly chart, and daily is good too, but avoid 15 minutes, 5 minutes, all this stuff. And this RSI looks nice too with my charts. The only reason I have it on the chart. Yes, guys. And someone asked me, are you in the same group as with Shinobi Single? Yes, guys. I alerted there. I live trade along with Steel and Shinobi every single day, from open until lunch. So if you guys want to see me trade, you can go and join Shinobi Singles Discord. So three white soldiers, I guess. Three white soldiers on a firm, on high volume, expecting continuation. To be honest, when I see this kind of pattern, I expect continuation. So I don't want to short it just yet unless we break these lows here, because price already is in the uptrend. So once price breaks these lows, only then I'm gonna enter into puts. But for now, key level on a firm is 43.40, and 41.42 breaks. 43.40 comes, and then this is where the prior supply zone is. You can see this prior supply zone. Price came here, rejected. Price is back into this zone. So what can happen? What are the scenarios, guys? So right, reject here, make this inward head and shoulder breakout, and then then we can be this happen, but we'll see about that. But so that's the level I'm watching for upside, and then 43.40, or this whole zone, watching for a rejection or breakout, retest, and then go back up. It doesn't have to be inward head and shoulder, but if market gives us a pullback, I think a firm will make this inward head and shoulder here on the daily chart, and then you guys know how a firm moves. Yes, as a trader, if you are not changing your bias every single day, then you're gonna be left behind. Simple as that. So always be ready. Always be ready to change your bias. Does not matter if it's a bullish day, and if it's a bearish day. Changing into bearish or bullish. Just change your bias, guys. Change your bias in like 1 second, and then you can stay in this market for a long time. Guys, if you're someone new who joined the server, ask if you need any help. Ask any of the mods or Michael itself. They will definitely help you out. So AMAT, high volume breakout here of the lows. There's also a range, guys. Price never reverses, just like that. I told you always, price always reverses. If it reversing of support, price will make some kind of pattern here. Look at AMAT. Price made this pattern, made this box, breakout of this box. Now it's pushing back higher. S&P did the same thing, and so price can never bounce off in one shot. So that's what we see in consolidation breakout. So that looks like a valid breakout when we see this kind of breakouts. So what's the next level here on AMAT? AMAT next level is 137.08. Break this level, and then we can quickly push back to 143 in these levels easily. And for the downside, let's look at the magnets. I want to see on the magnet break like these levels. 129, 130 looks good to get into puts. Guys, I won't enter heavy in puts just yet. Next week I will see. I'll take starter sizes, and then I will add along the way, as we know, the price is in a downtrend, is respecting it, rejecting it, and then we can slowly size in to our puts. There's no need to go heavy in one shot. But guys, if I see the upside, then I'm gonna go heavy, because if price is breaking key level, price is breaking past swing highs, and the momentum is there, volume is there, and the sentiment is bullish too, and then we can get into calls with larger size. AMC, watching 1486 for any downside. Key level here on AMC is 1630. So break 1630 and then start push back higher off to 731 and break this downtrend here too. So 1630 is a key level I'm watching on AMC for any upside. AMD is only the 1.5%. Wow, guys, this is a nice setup. This is a very nice setup here of the lows. So AMD price is in this daily range. So only levels I'm watching here is this highs 150, 115 and 37 for any upside, 109.75 for any downside. So definitely gonna play AMD if it breaks any side. Looks like a good setup. Looks like the only setup that was sideways this whole time. So we got a nice range setup on AMD on high watch, guys. Amazon. Wow, guys, just ripped. Yes, Amazon news came out. This news came out of the split, and then idea given in the chat that short the pop and then filled this gap nicely of this highs, and then price respected this downtrend to this is basically downtrend, now pushing back up to the upside, broke this downtrend on the daily chart, looking very strong here, guys, looking very strong. Again, bullish pattern spotted on Amazon too. But guess what, guys, price is in the supply zone. Price is in the supply zone. Make or break point here. Clear supply levels. Clear supply level, so needs to be above 32.75 in order to be bullish on Amazon. Anything in here, I would not even touch Amazon or any other stock. Not watching for puts right now. Just broke this key level here on the daily chart. Break this level again, close below this level, and then we can play the downside on Amazon. Guys, see how well all these demand zones work. Price came into this, formed a demand zone in here, and then price pushed back, pushed up all the way to the new all-time highs, came back to the demand zone, now pushed back to the new highs. So now guess what? Now after, guys, price leaves demand and it goes to supply. Price leaves supply, it goes to demand, right? So price left demand zone, now approaching supply. The risk is getting lower and the risk is getting higher and higher for the bulls at these levels. So there will be less buyers as the price pushes into the supply, and then once price clears the supply, all the buyers that are that went out here and here, they will come back. Once price breaks these highs, new buyers will step in, the sellers will come into will become buyers, and then we'll start we'll push the price higher. That's how it works, guys. When we have a supply and demand imbalance, that's when we see a huge price movements like last week. We're having a golden cross on the daily chart, guys. Whenever this golden cross happens, price just does not move right away to the upside. So what happens, we have a daily cross, and that means sentiment is changing. Bulls are taking control, and then after some time we got a pullback off of these levels and then start pushing to the upside. So watch for any pullback in American Express or Mastercard or any banks. Should give us a nice trades. BA looks like it's gonna go. Nice setup here going into next week. Watching these lows, 190 to play the downside, and upside levels are very clear here. 193.38 for any upside with the targets of these highs, which is 198 of 193 break. So these are all levels I'm watching on BA. Here comes the Baba. I know most of you will say, most of you are probably bullish on Baba too at this point, but there is no reason to be bullish just yet, because that might just be a break and retest of the weekly level. Right? That's a daily weekly range breakdown, retest, now going back down. We'll see about that. And there are more lockdowns happening in China, so if we gap down, then wouldn't be surprised. So watching these guys, once this lows breaks of this daily lows, which is 99.50, then it will confirm that this was a breakdown and retest of the weekly level. Now it's gonna go back down, fill this nice gap, and then will pay us nice. So 99.50, watching for any downside, or if this was just a bear trap, then I'm watching these highs, 112 for any upside, and then we have a nice gap to fill here. That's nice gap. That's almost 3-point gap, one here, and then we have one gap here. So 112 and 99.50 for any upside and downside. Chinese stocks will, I think, should have volatility going into next week. So on high watch. Damn, banks are looking nice, guys. Banks are looking nice. Watching 43.10 for any upside on Bank of America, and we have this interest rate and all that. Banks might get benefit from it. If not, we'll just buy the puts. It's that easy, guys. Inside hammer on high volume. Inside hammer on high volume on Bank of America. So watching 43.10 for any upside, just the 43, not even 10. 43 for upside. And for the downside, I'm watching these 41.80 for any downside on the Bank of America. Unlike, this could just be a short covering into the bear flag of the daily. So we're gonna play the levels, not the drawings. So 41.80 for the downside and 43.06 for the upside, but a limited upside here. So resistance right above it. So be careful locking profits if seeing this level. Cheap puts, guys. Cheap puts on everything. Bear flagging everything. So looks like a Best Buy forming a bear flag. So key level here to break 97.82. 97.82 breaks, guys. That's the easiest trade. That's the easiest trade. if it breaks 97.83. But for the highs, we can see price rejected of these levels in the past, so it needs to be clear around 102. I think it's like, I don't want to be biased at this point. The simple as that. If I'm giving you two levels for one chart, for most of the chart, it just clearly means I do not have any bias going to next week, because I don't know what's going to happen if we're getting a pullback, or if we if we're gonna rip higher. So I'm prepared for both the scenarios. I'm not having, I'm not biased, just like other weeks. Like, there are some weeks you guys have seen me completely bearish 100%, but next week is a neutral 50-50, and not bearish or bullish. I'm just gonna play the key levels that I am talking about here. So if, make notes. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat. Guys, cat is just ripping, guys. So on high watch, cat definitely on high watch. Looks like it's gonna break out. So definitely watching 221.90 level, consolidating under this level for quite some time, and then we see wicking into this zone of the supply. Just slowly grinding up. Now it's just under the under resistance, consolidating. Really good sign for explosive breakout. So 221.91 key level I'm watching on cat for any upside. Downside, not, no, I just don't want to play downside yet. Weekly is extended, so wait. Let's see, guys. I don't think there's a downside yet on cat, but we'll keep an eye if it rejects off these levels. And then probably people some have this rising wedge, or whatever they're drawing. So, but I don't want to just play puts just yet off cat. I want to see some clear rejection of these levels, and then we'll play puts. CCJ uranium names are getting hot again. So I had this on my watch, but missed it. Missed not this, but most of the stuff. I was just busy doing other stuff. But next week is gonna be fun. I'm free. I'm gonna give more plays and stuff. So next week should be fire. So watching 26.45 for any downside if we get, and for the upside, not trading CCJ unless we break this 28.50. Because once this 28.50 breaks, so there is like no resistance up here until 32.83. Will give us a really nice upside trade on CCJ, guys. This is a uranium name, and uranium is getting hot. So we can see breakout in this, and then just a bull flag breakout on high volume. So watch, should be on high watch, guys. Price books is a downtrend here. Yes, never trust this. Never trust this downtrend break. See, there's no point. I'm gonna show you something. Like people seeing downtrend break, and then they get into calls or puts or whatever. But that shouldn't. You guys shouldn't do that always, because look what happened here, guys. Look what happened here. Price on this clear downtrend, and people were saying price in a downtrend in here, and Chui broke out. Chui broke out, and then I'm gonna get into calls and stuff. But what happens, guys? Price rejected off this and then came back, made a new lows. Why? Because price was in this supply. Yes, price on this clear supply zone. This was a clear supply up here. If price was not above these highs after pushing from these lows, if not above these highs, I'm not bullish, and I'm not bullish yet. So anything under this levels is gonna get sold. Anything under these highs, sellers will sell it, because the price is getting closer to their level, the more reward the sellers are getting. So never trust these trend line breaks. Always trust your level breaks. like now broke key level here, like broke key level 44, above 44, stay above 44, or stay above, this some these levels are not in 44, um, stay above these levels, which is like 42, 42. Stay above these levels, it can definitely test this base here that it made before going down. So 47, 12 can test on the break on Chewy. Yes, I'm not going to give these triggers anymore. The put triggers. If anything is I see breaking Friday lows, or the low that it made a day before, and then I'm just gonna get into puts right away. So that's the plan. That's the plan for anything. CLF. I like the stock. Like the stock for the upside. Looks like it's just building this energy, guys. Looks like it's building this energy under the resistance, so just to push to the upside with the explosive move. Um, so watching 2780 level on high volume, very high volume coming in. So watching this 2380 level for any push to upside. Once this level breaks, I think it can easily go 8 to 10%. So watch out for that. Costco's ripping, guys. Costco's ripping, approaching, broke this key level here on the daily chart. So watching these highs, guys. So if Costco is above these levels, it can easily push back. Guys, look how price supply and demand works, guys. Look how supply and demand works. Price pushed up, formed a fresh demand in here, just like Apple showed you guys. Look at Costco, formed the same demand zone in here. Price pushed up to the highs, and then it made this ending diagonal. Ending diagonal at the highs, and then broke down of it, came back to the demand, bounced off of it, and then we have this retracement, probably like 78% retracement of these highs. Yes, guys, and then bounced off of it. 1 2. This is probably in wave 3 right now. The next level here on Costco is 571. If Costco is above 571, guys, this thing can run for days. We have seen this. I've played this so many times. This huge run up I played, almost caught the whole move. This one, and some in the some this move too, I caught when it broke out of the same base. Guys, Costco, is one of my favorite stocks to swing when it's resumed its uptrend, and looks like it's resuming its uptrend, approaching key level. Break this, hold above this level, would give us a really easy swing to the upside. Guys, again, rejection of the highs, double top or whatever, will give us a good trade to the downside too, right? Wow, a lot of volume coming in. Nice volume on Friday, on CRM. All these software names looking like just very beaten up. So I hate this, guys. I hate this. When you have to go change in trading view these charts. Like if I do something in this chart, it will not get updated in this all other charts. I have to go back and then do this. Do this again on all the charts. That's annoying. So CRM approaching key level here. We see price made a bear flag in this zone before and then rejected back down. So CRM key level here is 227.37. Above this level, we have this small gap, small gap in here, and push back to the upside with a target of 234.50. So 220 to 37 is the key level here. Yeah, guys, news gonna be fun. Cisco, I don't know why people are playing Cisco this week. There was no point. unless someone's pumping it. But price in this clear downtrend here. So what's the key level here? 56.43 is always been my key level on Cisco. It tried breaking it in here, in here, but never did. That was the only level I'm watching on Cisco. 53.43 breaks, 57 comes, 57 breaks, 57, 70 comes. Has a small uptrend making to, because price in the daily range. I wouldn't trade Cisco, at this point, but this thing moves nice. Oh, CVS. CVS was looking bullish on Friday, before Friday, so yeah, it's not anymore. Fill the gap here on CVS. Fill this gap from this earning gap down. Price still in the range. Break these highs, and then we can play the upside and break these lows, and then we can play the downside. I'm just gonna set an alert on both sides. This is a stock that I like to trade and trade this many times, and it follows the technicals pretty nicely. So break 108.70, and then next target is this all-time highs, I guess. There's all these healthcare names, just looking nice. Let's look at oil. CVX. What can happen? What can happen with the oil? What can happen with the XLE and all that? XOP is price gap down. Did not fill the gap just yet. Gap is here, starting from here. Gap is all the way from here to here now. So gap is almost half filled on this one. Yes, this can just be a bear flag too, right? So bear flag, fill the gap and then break the bear flag. So for the next week, break this hammer, gap fill is the play on CVX, and then after gap fill, if it starts to break down, that would give us a good short trade. Delta Airlines, we talked about this strat here, that price is approaching the supply, might push up a bit, go there, reject this trend line or this bear flag, right here, and then go back down. But we'll see how this next week goes. Watching this lows here for more lows, but guys, watching Jets. So if Jets breaking down, all this everything is gonna break down. Dash, guys, because that's what happens when we see this aggressive, this violent rallies of the lows when the stock is like shorted to the ground. Look at this stock like Dash, guys, UPST, Affirm, all these names, guys. They were shorted back, they were shorted a lot, like Square and all that. And then now these are the stock, that making the comeback, giving this big gains on the day, like 12%, 15%, and compared to AMD and all that, which only went up like 1% and all that. So good to trade these highly shorted names. What's Datadog doing? How you guys liking it so far? Let me know, guys. I try to include more educational content in there. I want to talk about more education stuff, like all these play and demands, instead of just giving you guys level. I try to change something to tell you like what I'm seeing in real time to have these levels on the chart. If you guys like it, let me know. Let me know in the chat. If you guys want to change, let me know that too. So guys, price is approaching this downtrend breakdown, and then approaching this level. Might just be a retest, right? So this is also a prior support here too. If you can clearly see, this is a prior support. It can be resistance at these levels, right? But we don't know yet. If yeah, this is a I was saying this is a weekly downtrend break, weekly retest happening might be, right. So, but if you look on the daily chart, breakdown already retest happened, got back down, but the weekly is still did not retest yet, so might be retest. So watching these Friday lows 135 or 70 to play the downside, and to play the upside, I want to see price clear these levels, which is 150 from the upside. Guys, trading is not hard. It just whenever emotions gets in the way, that's when things messed up. So trade without emotions. I know it's easy to say it, but it's hard. But once you guys know how to control emotions and stuff while when you into a trade, that's when you see your trading game taking leaps. Disney. Let's look at Disney. Wait. Look at DG, guys. These dollar stores are getting hitting all-time highs, basically. Like this DG or Dollar Tree, they're about to hit all-time highs. Like, dude, people are only going to Dollar Tree in this high inflationary times. Makes sense, right? Looks like a continuation will happen on DG. So have it on your watch, guys. Have it on your watch. Reported great earnings on high volume. Made this nice hammer of high volume, followed by a bullish engulfing on high volume. So there are chances that we will see some continuation in DG. Even if we pull back, I think pullback will get bought, and we'll see some new highs on DG. Should be on high watch, guys. Guys, hope is not a strategy. Hope is not a strategy. If the position is failed in your mind, and you still in a position hoping that it will turn around, it will not happen. It will not happen. If you already sold the position in your mind, then there's no reason to hold on to your position in real time. So Disney watching these lows, which is 136.55. So 136.55 lows, watching for any downside, and for upside clear targets here. 141 for any upside, with the targets of 144.40. So on high watch for any side. Let's just change a put trigger to 138.26, because I'm gonna catch some quick moves. Let's look at DKNG, see if this is finally reversing. As nothing's happening in DKNG. This is gonna go back down. Like, come on, price is still in this huge range. Price needs to be above this level 25 to push back higher, and it has a lot of catching up to do to even go there. It needs to be 28% to go there, and by that time a lot of sellers will enter into DKNG and will give us a really nice short opportunity to short DKNG at these highs. So broke this daily range here on DKNG on the daily chart. So what's the next? So watching this highs break, and then trade the target would be these highs on the break. 22 1990 break, 22 is the next target on DKNG. Again, guys, I'm not mentioning my put triggers. You guys know if it breaks Friday lows or a day before one, and then we'll get into puts. It's that easy, guys. It's that easy. Here comes a Dollar Tree. Look at this shit, making new highs every single day. Slowly pushing up, broke out of this huge range here, broke out of this huge base on high volume, I would say. Huge base breakout, slowly grinding up, guys. I don't think you can day trade it, but a swing would be nice on this one on pullbacks. eBay is looking nice. It was looking nice for both sides. 5680 is a key level on eBay. I think once this level breaks, eBay can squeeze higher because we have seen this rejecting a couple of times. This is level you can use. Look at this levels. Look at this clean levels, guys. Clean levels. Price came here, support, bounced off it, finally rejected. The support becomes the resistance, and now is acting as a strong resistance in the past. And now if price close above this level, retested it and then go back up, it can squeeze easily to these highs, which is $60. Breaks 5680, easily squeeze can to 60 bucks. Yes. So watching that, if it rejects in here, you guys know what's coming. If it rejects here, it might just retest these lows back again. So don't want to short eBay unless price is below these levels. You can clearly see price is at a huge support in this level. Anything under this, I think buyers can step in. So I just want to give myself a bit room to the downside. I would play high probability trade. By waiting more. Instead, just rush into it and FOMO into it, and then get a trade, and then get an L, and then start crying about it. So patience is the key here. So 53.29 level, watching for downside on eBay, and 56.28 for any upside. NFS energy looking good. I wanted to break out the other day, but did not happen. 186.80 level I'm watching on NFS energy for any upside. So this is a key level here on NFS. 191.30 is a key level. 191.30 breaks, and then 206 or even 210 can come very quickly here. As you can clearly see, this is a huge round base bottom setting up on NFS energy. Break this, hold above these levels, and it can start pushing back up to the upside. Just guys, I swung NFS energy of these lows in October of these lows. It was clearly matching with my analysis of my wave theory. I had this chance. Look at this, how price perfectly came into my level 61.8 retracement of these lows, and then I entered in here, literally bought the bottom on NFS energy, and then when it breaks out of these lows, of this downtrend, I added more on the pullback. This is what I always say. This is what I'm gonna always say. This is what's gonna happen in the market, even from 100 years. So price is gonna reverse back from the lows, short covering, a pullback, and then start pushing back to the upside. So that is what we're gonna see in S&P 500 too. Reversing of the lows, short covering at first, pull back. Let's see, buyers will step up or not. If buyer steps up, that's a pullback I'll buy, and then we'll ride that trend to the new highs. Guys, it's the same thing. The more corrections you guys gonna go through, the more confident you guys gonna get in buying the pullbacks. So stay in the market for a long time, and the market will reward you for just to stay in the market. For how long you guys have been trading, guys? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. I think anything above a year or two is good, because there are a lot of corrections happens in 1 year or 2 year time frame. Myself, I'm trading for 2 years, so kind of know about these corrections now. Mm. One year, that's nice. 1 year's pretty good. Nice, guys. So mostly after COVID, just like me, guys, we got all COVID traders. Just started, guys. It's all right. It's all right. Those who have just started, or even if you have started a long time ago, 2 years ago, everyone's timeline is different. You don't have to, compare your timeline with someone else. If someone learned something in 2 years or 1 year, it doesn't mean that you should learn that too in 2 years. Take your time. Do not force yourself. Just learn as you go with the flow, and then a market will coordinate, according to you. Well, 2 years. I was trading just the commons before. I got into options later on. Yes, guys, we're all COVID traders, but it doesn't matter for how long you're in the market, as long as you're understanding what the fuck is going on, and then you can make money off of it. Guys, watching XP here for the upside 196.54, any upside, and looks like it's making this uptrend or this bear flag or the rising wedge, right? So just same as the jets. So watching these lows, 188.60. Ford is looking good for a reversal. Looks like a lagging here too compared to other stocks. Pricing this daily range here, so break this range on the daily, and it can easily push back up to these highs, which is 1740. So I'm gonna set my alert here at 1740. If it breaks, should give us a nice trade to the upside. And for the lows, I'm watching these lows here, 1606. You trade baby Dodge crypto. I don't fuck with crypto, guys. I charted all the time, but I never traded it, never bought it. I bought Bitcoin in 2017 when it was at $25,000. I bought it for $1,000, and then my dad $1,000 went to $200 in 3 months. So then I never touched crypto after. Mm. Mm. Facebook, damn, Facebook looking nice. Guys, keep an eye on Facebook next week. This shit looks like it's gonna rip. Has a clear downtrend break on high volume. She's looking nice. Yes, Facebook has a lot of room with upside. I don't think Facebook's gonna follow the market at these levels, because it did not follow the market all this time when it was going down. I don't think it's gonna follow the market now when it is squeezing to the upside. So on high watch, if it breaks some key levels, I don't care if S&P is dropping or what. If Facebook is breaking key levels, I'm gonna get into calls. So 217, 70 level, I'm watching for any upside. Also be mindful of this zone here. If Facebook needs to be above this zone of 217 to 220, and then pushing back to my target of 235. So definitely on high watch going into next week. Even if we go sideways, we'll still look for this zone break to trade to the upside. FCX looking good. It's a downtrend break here on high volume. Looks like price is pulling back here of the lows. Looks like it's gonna pull back to our zones and then push back higher. So watch for a dip buy in copper stocks. FedEx was ended up making a hammer. Nice reaction of the lows, man. So I think we'll see some wild swings in FedEx going into next week because earnings came up and then high volume coming in. We'll see some downgrades and upgrades in FedEx going forward. So there will be a volatility. So watching 213 break to the downside to play, and then for the upside, just as a day trade guy, just a day trade 220 level, watching for any upside. Just a day trade, small size, nothing heavy in just yet. Big level here is 230, 231. Break this 231, and then we can start getting into calls. Could be a breakdown retest, but watching these two levels here going to next week. Do I believe? Someone asked me a question before. Big Bull, when do you decide not to take the swing high as a target? Yes, swing high is always my target as if I'm taking a swing on the pullback on the daily chart. But if I see I'm getting good gains and I already got 100% or 200% off my play, then what I do is my target is still the same. My target will be still the same, but what I do, I just reduce my risk at that level. I take out all my profits, I take out all my capital, and then what I do, I just roll over my options to the next strike with the profits. So in this way, I'll be still in that position and still be profitable, even if the trade goes is negative after. So that's how I as long as price is going to my targets, that's what I do. I roll over my position, so I book the profits and capital, so I still have exposure. So, and then someone asks, do you believe in options flow? Guys, it depends how you interpret that data, but unusual whales will come out every single time. Whenever stock goes up $5, they will come out of nowhere. Told you someone new, but that's not, there's a flow, guys. And this is a huge market. Anything, anyone could be buying anything at any given moment, right? So no one really knows what's going to happen. So all the flow traders are just like us, guys. Even like they are doing it on a big scale. We're doing it on a small scale. They are also watching the same levels. All these option flow traders. Let's say I'm on the GME chart. I'm looking at GameStop. And then what I'm looking here is this level. I shorted GameStop the other day. So what I did, this was my level on GameStop to short, right? So these are my game levels, and yes, this is my level. Once this level breaks, I'm gonna get into puts. I do not care if I see a fucking $100 million call flow on GME on this break. I will not follow that flow. I will follow my levels. So that's what all the traders do. They try to anticipate the move. All the option flow guys, these are all the sentiment guys. You see the sentiment where the trader sentiments are. They're buying calls and puts. There's nothing more than that. It's not like something's buying $100 million calls. Then it means bullish. It still be bearish, guys. It can still be bearish. Just trade the levels, and then you'll be all good. Remove the noise. Look at it, guys. GME broke this level and it's breaking these lows here, and then I'm gonna definitely get into puts even if I see a call block. So it helps you at some extent, but if you only trade levels, then I don't think you guys need an option flow, to be honest, unless your strategy is whole covered around this option. So GM is next. Looks like breakdown and retest of these lows here. So price in this daily range, 3 inside days after this outside day here. So on high volume after earnings. So watching 77, 75 for any downside play. Once if this level breaks, that would give us an easy trade to the downside. Again, guys, with the option flow, I'm gonna be hosting the option flow course in the Shinobi's Academy that Shinobi posted recently. So I am gonna give my thoughts on option flow, how you can interpret the data, is how to interpret the sell calls and sell puts and all that stuff, because sell calls can be bullish sometimes and sell calls can be bearish sometimes. It just depends how you what are you looking at the chart, and then how you interpreting that data coming in from unusual whales, steady tricks, or whatever the option flow service you're using. So really important how you interpret that flow to take the trades. Google's breaking key level here, just like any other blue chip. 2736 break approaching is also supply here. So not a huge swings can happen on Google, but if this level holds, then we can test these highs clearly, because that is where price reversed in the past. And then if price goes back there into the supply and reject back down, so we'll be watching that. Hood, guys, never trade something, if I didn't want to get into hoods Friday. I don't know why I entered hoods. There was I usually try not to trade when I see this cluster of candles on the left. If stock is going to downside, also upside, because there is a lot of chop happened in this zone before, and price is approaching this level again, expecting chop again. So I try to stay away, when I see this cluster of candles. But I broke my rules on Friday and then got an L on hood. So always be mindful of these kind of stuff. IBM could just be in this huge bear flag on the daily chart. So watching this 126.35 level here on IBM, and for the upside, very clear levels. Watching both sides, guys. To be honest, this name is looking good for a push to the any side, volume coming in. That's what I wanna see. Break this level, and then we can easily go to 130.50. Intel breaking downtrend, looking good after a long time breaking the downtrend. But guys, I'm not gonna get into Intel. This is a shit stock unless it's breaking these highs. Break these highs, only intraday play. Break these highs, then I might swing this shit. Right? So only two levels I'm watching on Intel, 49 and 50. Other than that, I'm not touching this shit. JD, what a rejection. What a rejection, guys. Look at this. Look at this downtrend rejection. Price came here, broke it completely, short covering, retested it, now going down. Watching what level? Guys, how's my sound? Is all right? Is all right? Can you guys hear me properly? Is there any background noise? Uh, I I had this noise suppression too, so you guys can't hear my background noise. But I don't know why it's not working today. So watching this level, which is 60, 70 for any downside here on JD. Chinese stocks on high watch, guys. Chinese stocks on high watch. Fire. So J and J, if this zone is rejected, or if this was a fake out of this range here, then I'm watching this 172.36 level for a breakdown here. Should give us a nice trade here on the breakdown of fake out, and then coming back into the zone, rejecting it. It can flush down really quickly if this is a failed breakout, and then if it's not, if it's just consolidating above support here now, 177 break would give us a all-time highs retest. So these two levels watching on J and J are definitely on high watch. Yes, all these utilities names is Cox making this bear flag, but price can still push up even if in this bear flag. Don't want to trade the upside on Coke, but watching these lows here in case it breaks the downtrend, and on high volume, don't know yet if it's a distribution or an accumulation at this point. So I'm gonna stick to my levels, 59.73 for any downside. Li Auto pricing consolidation, sideways action going on, nothing crazy. Watching 26.20 break for any upside, liking it. Guys, I wanted to make the video on the watch list for last 2 weeks, but I don't get time. I'll try my best, guys. I'll try my best to make that video this week so I can upload it so you guys know how do I play my watch list. Yes, lemon. Look at this lemonade name. This is what I was saying, guys. The names that are shorted to the ground, they are the one ripping now. Look at this lemonade. LMT looking good for a short, to be honest. Looking good for a short. So I'm gonna have this on my short watch list, which is 421.70 break to the downside. Should give us a really nice trade of retesting this prior breakout level. Break this lows, and then we can test these lows, and then break that, we can test this 400 cycle level and a prior breakout level, came here and go back up. So that's the plan for LMT. Idea failed, invalid if price is above 440. Lows approaching resistance here, and a supply zone. Wouldn't touch lows at these levels, wouldn't trade it the upside on lows. Price can still push up 4 or 5 points, but unless price is above this 440 80 level, I'm not touching lows to the upside. If I see it rejecting there, can take a swing put trade here with a very low risk, because guys, you want to take a trade when there's low risk on your trades, and then even if I see a green in here, it's still a very low risk for me to enter a put position. So if it goes there rejected here, and then that'd be perfect entry on puts. Also a clear supply here, you can clearly see clear supply zone up here. Love, same setup, guys. Watching 43.56 For any upside, pricing this consolidation sideways. Yes, actually, this is one of the setups that I would have on my high watch on airlines. If we talk about pricing consolidation for a couple days on some volume here. So 43.56 break, watching for any upside with a target of 44.85 in mind. Break this level and then we can fill this gap here. Lift is looking good. Can lift sideways action of the lows, sideways action near the low. So watching 39.63 level for any upside, break this level and then they should can rip higher, like high. For the downside, I don't want to play the downside just yet on this one, but we'll see. Price in the range, guys, so there's no point of playing anything in the range. Macy's, wow, what if this is a stock that there's always I will keep an eye on. Very good stock for a small account. And then look at this breakdown here, fake out here. This is a when I got trapped in this one. I got puts, I swung it and got fucked. So that's the bear trap. I took an entry on the break and then I was okay, I'm gonna swing this shit, and the next thing I know, I got faked up on this bear trap. It happens, no big deal. So what's next for Macy's? Not gonna touch Macy's unless it is above 28.50. Break above this level and then we can trade Macy's here. But goes there, reject back again. We know where it's gonna go if it's rejecting here, right? So next is Mastercard. Nothing's going on in here, to be honest. Let's leave this. Pricing still in downtrend. Let's look at Bitcoin. Okay, it's pushing up. Because it's holding this support really nicely, which is like 37k support, holding pretty good. So looks like price in this range here. This is a prior rejection point, 42,500 breaks, 45,500 comes, and then this is a key level here. So break this 45,500 and then retest it and then can go higher. So key level here is this one, 45k. On BTC, Mara's looking bullish, printing back to back bullish engulfings here. So on watch for any upside above 28 can push back up to these levels 30, 31, but this is a big break level 31.50. Let's look at Moderna. Okay, this thing's looking nice. So Moderna is just prior swing high, which is a good sign. All we want is price not to reject these levels and come back down. So if it rejects these levels, would give us a really good short trade below 170.24. Watching, and also watching for upside, guys. If it breaks, if it holds these levels, hold this zone, we can see this is a clear zone, clean zone here. Hold this zone and then it can definitely push back higher to these highs. Next target on is 191, so almost a 10-15 point range here on Moderna. I'm gonna set it into this one. Let's look at Marvel, guys. This thing is nice. Just recently broke out of this daily level, recently broke out of this huge daily range here, now pushing to the upside. I think it has a room to go to the upside. So target here is 74.30. On these level holds 68 holds, 75 comes. Banks looking good, guys. Keep an eye on banks. A lot of volume coming in after the FOMC. I think the bottom is in for banks. That's a setup I like to see. That's a setup I like to see. Completely missed this. Fuck, guys. Look how perfectly it came to our level. This is what I always say, guys. Price will pull back, and then we got this pullback on Morgan Stanley. Wave 1, wave 2 pullback. Buyer stepped in, and look at this wave 3, guys. Ripping, guys, just ripping off this wave. Next wave, let me quickly analyze waves on this one, so we'll see where the price heading. Same on S&P, showing some strength here. Banks looks like bounce off the same level as S&P 3800, showing that banks are in a wave 3. So there are chances that S&P will start its wave after pulling back to wave 3. Will start its wave 3 soon. So on high watch, guys. On high watch. This confirms that the bottom might be in for banks. If the bottom is in for one sector, and expecting S&P to bottom here too. Definitely an interesting week going forward. So Microsoft 303.22 level here, watching for any upside on Microsoft. For the puts, guys, 290 level, below 290 I'll try buying puts, but wouldn't be heavy size. MU is looking good for either side trade, to be honest. This has a nice gap to fill to the downside, and then it's also at resistance. If market pushes up, this thing's gonna go up, and then if it breaks, watching this 77.18 level for any downside, setting an alert both sides here. Netflix, same as, I look at the same level. I want, like, if I'm trading Netflix, that means I'm trading Qs, I'm trading all these other names. So I'll just focus on a couple tech names and only gonna trade those. Here comes a Neo. Let's look at Neo. Okay, this looks bullish. Breaks this huge downtrend here on the daily. So what's next? This is a key level, 23.35 next on Neo. I think it can go there, but a bit extended here on the daily, I believe. So hold these lows, which is 1880, come back here, and then can push back higher. So hold 1880, and then it can go to 23.35 next easily. And also has a gap to fill to the downside, so can play either side on the break. Now let's look at Nvidia. Probably the same setup, guys. Yeah, guys, same setup. Nvidia's looking fire, but extended here on the daily. But this is a key level here on Nvidia to break 270. Nvidia breaks 270, and then 286 can come really quickly. Guys, watch this one. No pullback here on this push up, so pullback will come, and then we can buy that pullback. This is another semiconductor name. I'm watching 63 level for any upside with a good trade. Looks like a triangle here on the daily chart. So 63 level watching for any upside. Break that and then easy target here of 67, 4-point target, and easy 200% trade on the break. Now look at Oxy, down 3% on the day. On watch for puts 55, 54 for Oxy on puts, unless we get some news from Russia or any other country, that they are starting a war, then this thing can go to even higher. So for upside, I have these levels 58, 59, somewhere around that. Let's look at pen. Daily's on the sideways. Looks like a good setup here. Sideways action going on. 45 for any upside. I'm gonna set an alert on this one, because I'm not gonna have these setups, all these alerts going into next week. But all what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go into alerts. I'm gonna find some good setups, and I'm gonna remove the alerts that I don't want. But this one looks like good setup for either side. So price goes there. If it reject at these resistance here, 43, 48 is the next level I'm watching for. Play the downside. Should be in a good trade below this level. And it looks like a small gap here to fill too. Pfizer. I think Pfizer has room upside. Yeah, Pfizer gonna push to the upside, slow and steady, like it always do, right? It's making the same single pattern every single time it's going up. Every single time it's making the same pattern, guys. Look at this. I'm following this since December. Every single time it goes up, it makes the same fucking pattern. Downtrend break, pushing higher. Downtrend break, pushing higher. Now the same thing, downtrend break, pushing higher. Every single time the downtrend breaks, it made a new highs on the chart. So watch for the pullbacks, guys. Watch for the pullbacks. Do not FOMO on these levels. But I think the PFEs are due for one big day, like a one big push day, like where it goes up like 4-5% in one day. So watch out for that. I'm definitely on high watch. I think PF is due for that day, and after that day, there will be a pullback. So on high watch for Pfizer for a nice squeeze. PayPal, guys, look at this name. I wanted to trade PayPal the other day, but I was busy. I was busy whole week. But next week, not gonna miss any trade. Looks extended here at this point. Wouldn't get it unless breaking some key levels. We have another setups to play. So I wouldn't focus on too many setups to play the upside, and then in the end, what can happen is you are focusing on too many levels, too many charts, and then in the end you miss everything. That's not how it should be. Fill the gap to the dot. Wow, now I think it's ready for a push back up. Watch downtrend on high watch Qualcomm for both sides in the semis. Watching 158.60 level for any upside, and then below this, guys, AMD and Qualcomm, as I mentioned, two names I'm watching next week for in the semiconductor names. in the both sides. Roblox. If you're seeing Roblox ripping, guys, you guys know this is one of the also shorted stock, and then there's no reason, there's zero reason to short a stock when it is in the day in the intraday uptrend and all that. And I know most of you guys are not perfect with catching tops and bottoms, so there is no point of thinking that it will drop and then you guys buy puts, right? Yes, I know everything's going down, and then most of us have this mentality that let's buy puts now. It's cheap, it's gonna go down and all that. But guess what, guys? That's not gonna happen. The things does not work that way. As I always say, this guys, trade what's happening in front of you. Do not trade what you think gonna happen. Let's look at this Rivian chart. Yes, it does not matter how much these stocks go up, but when the market goes down, these are the stocks that shit themselves at first. So even if market is ripping now, keep it does not mean I'm gonna forget about these stocks like HUD, like Rivian, or any other names, guys, like the weak names. If we talk about, let's say, this Lemonade, this HUD, this Roblox. All these are weak names with the no growth and all that. Right? With the losing money, DKNG. So when the market shift itself, so these are the stocks that are the one goes down the first. So always on watch these names when the market's going down. So Rivian 46, 42 level, watching for any upside. What can happen? What can happen with Rivian is this a huge daily range break down we saw on high volume on Rivian, but there is no retest of this level. What can happen? Price can just go there, retested it, and then give us a perfect risk to reward for shorts around these levels, and then we short it back down. So game plan for Rivian. Starbucks, wow, nice volume. Guys, always clear your charts time to time. Then 1912 for upside here on Starbucks. I'm gonna set an alert. High volume coming in. The only reason getting it having an alert here just by looking at the volume. Look at the volume, guys. High volume push-ups, and then low volume down days, and then followed by high volume outside day on Starbucks. So watching 1912 for a day trade here with a target of 93.51. Has a gap to fill under this level. SC is also the name that I like to short on every pop. And then I think SC is having a good time right now. It's pushing up, but guess what, guys? In the end, this is gonna come back down, and then we'll short it to the ground once again. For now, just play what is market is giving us. So SC is above 125.70, can push back up easily to these levels, 137, and or probably these highs too, which is 150. So the higher it goes, the lower it's going to come after. Snap daily range break here on Snapchat. So hold these lows 34 or this Friday lows, any dips coming into this area, and then price can push back up to these zones here. So this is like again a big level here for Snap to break out. If Snap goes there and break out of these highs, that was a clear sign of a reversal here on Snap on the daily chart. Snow. Let's look at snow, guys. I made some bold statements about snow last week. That did play out for a day or two, but and then market turned bullish. We had a Fed meeting, and we know what happened at Fed meeting. We got some bullish news of Fed, and Mr. J. Powell saved the market once again. So as mentioned, guys, in the last week, as said, the price was gonna drop 100% on Monday, and that's what happened. Market opened on Monday and then flushed back hard. This snow, I know most of you caught it. I know, and the next day, price formed some base here, some demand zone, and then broke out of that zone completely, and can clearly see there was a downtrend too, and then forming this small base of demand. So price comes back here, buyers will step in these levels once again. So watching snow above only these levels, 233.87, above this, I'm gonna play the gap fill. Okay, where you guys go? Scare, what a ripper. Wow, guys, I sold this thing for minus 40% and lost so much money in 5 minutes, and then only to see this thing rip higher by end of the day by 600%. I was so mad on Friday. Only took like a couple of trades, and then that was one of it, the losing one. So what's next for Square? Look extended here, but a lot of volume coming in. Stay above 131, 70 level, and then it can push back up to 152, 62 is the next level here on Square. So VZ, I don't know if VZ got any news over the week, not over the weekend, on Friday that it dropped a lot. But I was lucky. I had some starter size puts in VZ. I didn't know. I only had like small size of contracts, and then when I saw it dropped already, they were up like 40 to like 60%. So I'm holding the VZ contracts over the weekend, up nice on those. But if T follows VZ, then I'm watching this level for any downside, which is 2281 break, and then we can start filling this gap on high watch for a downside. T-Mobile. Fuck, guys, my throat's hurting. Target, guys, I don't know I don't know how I feel about Target. Can play intraday, but I want to see some key level breaks here. So watching this size, 229 breaks, and then we'll play the upside on up to 236 levels. Guys, I'm only giving you upside targets because if it breaks, only then it's gonna go to the upside. If those levels reject, there's a clearly downside coming, right? So I'm only mentioning in most of the names the upside. So it doesn't mean if I'm only mentioning upside, so I'm bullish. It's not. Again, neutral going into next week. Anything breaking Friday lows or Wednesday or Thursday lows, then I'm gonna get into puts. Tesla, here comes Tesla, broke 900 key level here, but still below my level, guys, still below my key level. Nice break on the daily chart. It does not confirm anything just yet. No need to get excited, but 949 is the level where I would get excited if price close above these levels and then start pushing back to the upside. And then Fed comes up with the balance sheet news next month, and then we start going back down, right? Let's get Twitter. Snap was bullish. Let's get Twitter. If Twitter, what? Twitter rejected off the highs, guys. Perfect rejection of Twitter off our level. Didn't know that. Could have shorted it once we see the rejection here, but it's all right. Now we are watching for puts. Watching puts below 37.18 level. Looks like a good put setup going into next week. We had a clear rejection of the highs, but price still in a daily uptrend, so don't try to short it much unless price breaks these lows. So this is a target 35.63 on the break, and then key level is this one, which is 34 31 level breaks, where I will add my full size on the puts. So these are levels for the upside. Again, where it rejected, above it, easy trade to the upside. And this is what I say, guys. Always look at how price rejected. Um, right, clear supply, rejecting of supply, and then going back up, and then say clear demand in here. Price came here, wicked into it. We take the wick, and then here comes the demand zone. Yes, everything is in front of your eyes. You just gotta see it. Just gotta see it, and then it's that easy. The more indicators, the more stuff you have it on your chart, the less things you see. And the more bias you get, the more indicators you have in your chart. So remove that bias, remove that indicators, and then you will see a clear picture of what is happening or what's gonna happen, all that. Guys, let me know in the chat if you guys enjoying it, guys. How do I know if you guys enjoying it? I don't know if you guys are sleeping or what. Let me know in the chat if you guys are still awake and taking notes. UNH looking good. This huge daily range setting up. This broke out of this range already on high volume and retested it on high volume too. So watching 510 70 level for any upside should give us a nice swing trade here on the upside on United Health. Fire, guys, fire. Love to see it. Yes, you guys are enjoying. UPS looks like a break and retest of this daily trend here. So what's next for UPS? Watching these highs, guys. Watching 220, 220, 250 for any upside. Gonna set an alert here for the upside. And what's the downside target on this one? Yes, for the downside, let's look at the levels. Don't wanna go short just yet. Never mind. I don't wanna go shorts, guys. I don't wanna go shorts on UPS unless price is below these levels or 212 or something. But then we can scalp it intraday. But I don't know. UPST looking good. Broke this level here on the daily chart. So again, Friday lows puts. For the upside target here is this one, 134.60. But not a clear levels, I would say, on UPST. Can play the momentum on the intraday chart if intraday chart is holding the trend. So 123, not even 123, this level. So price is holding above, let's say 118 or 1 something, and then after that it resumed the intraday trend. That's when I will play the upside on UPST. But there's no clear levels here, but 134.60 keep in mind, and we have supply above. Look at the VZ chart. This should very likely that she's gonna gap down Monday. Just a weekly bear flag breakdown on VZ. Have it on your chart, guys. Have this thing on your chart. I mean on your watch list. So once this 49.90 breaks, that's when all the bulls are out of this name, and then this thing's gonna shit itself. So watch out. Let's look at Walmart. Oh, it's 12:30 already. What the fuck? Okay, guys. Okay. I gotta go to soon. Walmart in the daily ring. I don't like to trade Walmart because this shit sucks. Uh, I see very small, number of people that who are successful playing Walmart. This thing is in this range for like, I don't know, this is like since July, or not even July, since like April or what. This since like 2019, this thing is in the range, and then I don't like to trade ranges, guys. When you see this one, but scalps are fine, but swings, uh, if you wanna swing into the range, I mean, I don't know what to say. Rising wedge into the resistance here, watching 147 for any upside scalp, and 142 for a downside scalp on Walmart. Bouncing off this uptrend here on XOM, guys. When price leaves this uptrend on the trend line and then very extended, high chances of it to break that trend. So once it breaks this 79.29 level, that's when the price is gonna flush to the downside. But if you guys clearly see, this is a demand zone it formed prior. You know, this is the clear demand zone. Price demand zone came here, bounced off it, formed another demand zone in here, coming here, bouncing off of it. So watching this a gap full play, 79.40 break, and then we have this nice gap up until 81.80. So go to play both sides basically. Look at Zoom. Can go through Visa. Let's quickly go through Visa. Yes, we already discussed about Mastercard. We already talked about American Express. If they are ripping, then that means Visa's gonna rip. So downtrend break here on Visa. So next level I'm watching on Visa is 220.83. 220.83 level breaks, and then it has a lot of resistance here, but this is a key level here on the break. I think that should be the target on the break here, but looks extended on the daily, needs a pullback before moving higher. But just giving my key levels here, 220.80 for any upside on Visa, and then if this is a failed breakout of the uptrend, and then this is 207 watching for any downside play on Visa, and we have this uptrend here too. Once price breaks this level and it breaks the uptrend, that'd be nice trade. XPEV, I know most of you like to play XPEV. Let's just go quickly over it. Same setup as Neo, Li Autos, and all that. This thing moves really nice compared to Li Autos. So I think XPEV is the first, it's the number one stock in Chinese names that I like to trade, because this thing I think follows the technicals well, along with Neo. So watching 29.94 any upside, and for the downside just the gap full play, just like any other Chinese stock out there. And then if you see, this is also approaching this resistance level too, right? So if you guys want to play the early rejection, you guys can catch the early rejection of these lows by having this uptrend and then having these lows as your breakdown level, which is like 27.97 breaks. Can get an early rejection trade with their stops above these levels. So a really nice trade if we get a sideways open on XPEF. Let's look at Zoom. I think looking at Zoom or Cathy is the same thing. Cathy is getting dead cat bounce. I mean, I don't know about Cathy. I will still short Cathy names because the short covering line does not change anything. It does not mean these are companies are making profits now. They are not. So every single bounce is still gonna get sold on ARK. I'm gonna give you my long-term picture here on ARK real quick before we sum it up. Yes, even if ARK goes to $100, sellers will still show up and push it back down, because guess what? Why, guys? We have this nice, what do you say, ABC correction of the lows here. So if this is the bottom of this lows, what can happen? Price can go back in here, and then getting ready for another leg down, right? So watch this level for rejection. We have a clear supply, weekly supply here, so there are 100% chances that ARK will go there and reject here. So guys, that's about it for all the stocks and ETFs that we looked into it. I hope you guys loved the session. Let me know, guys, if we can improve it by adding anything or by removing anything. Let me know in the chat, or if you guys have any questions, let me know that in the chat too. Is there any ever going to be video on Elliott waves? I will try to make some basic video on it, because there's no point of going deep into it on Elliott waves when we can clearly trade the price action. I use Elliott waves just to see the bigger picture on it. If you try to use Elliott waves in a 15-minute chart, it's not worth it. Yes, if I'm a small account, I'm only taking one contract, then I would take profit when I see it. That's it. And then I would not cry about even if it went like 1000% after. Because if you are taking 10-20% consistently for 2 weeks, that will add up to a really nice gain on your account. So focus on consistency and locking quick profits rather than scoring home runs. Because if you are consistent enough in the market will reward you with the higher percentage plays, as long as you are not gambling and you are managing your risk. If you guys see my trade recap every single end of the month, you guys see there are trades I do like 10%, 20%. For 5 trades I'm doing 20% averaging, and then all of a sudden I'm hitting 200%, 500% plays. That's the only reason, guys, I'm hitting 500% plays, because I'm patient enough and I'm consistent enough for market to reward me So stick to that process, lock quick gains, and then you will see big gains along the way. Thoughts on looping as a crypto moving on BTC this weekend. What's looping? What is this? This is falling. It's up 22%. Bouncing off support here. Clearly bounce off support. Looks like a Bitcoin chart. Can pull back tomorrow. Yeah, can pull back tomorrow to back to these, or when the day ends in 4 hours, into these levels, and then can start pushing back up. So nothing exciting, just a dead cat bounce here for now. Price needs to be above these levels, 123, to be bullish. How would I know if stock is faking out of a key levels? Yes, simple. Go into a smaller time frame, and then you guys will know if it's how the stock is doing in a smaller time frame on your key levels. And then you will know if stock is faking out you or not. This is going to smaller time frame. Have your levels on a daily chart. Watch your levels on the smaller time frame, how it reacts, and then trade basically according to that. If 15-minute closing below your level, that's a nice thing. If the continuation is a nice thing. If 15-minute closing below your level and in next 1 or 2 candles it closing back into the zone, that means that's a clear fake out. So watch out for that. So alright, guys, I think someone said was scare, because I thought scare would fake out on Friday. why would you thought scale would fake out on Friday? Because guys, I think that's when I got caught off guard in using 15 minute. I know I was using 15-minute chart to trade a scare on Friday. I think most of us, got faked out on this. This was a key level here I had on my chart, and then when a price C closed above this level, I had this, I think something like that. And then when I see prices breaking out this level, I got a trade. I got a trade around this level, and then what happened is the next candle. We got a complete rejection of this doji, and then broke down of this level, and then now just going back down, and then it started pushing back up. So I think that was a clear fake out here. But guys, when you see this thing happens, so have your level set where the price rejected, and then if the price is reclaiming the rejection level back again, that is where you get into position back in, and then had a nice push to the upside. Yeah, guys, it happens, guys. It happens. It's no big deal as long as you manage your risk on all that stuff. It's all right. All right, guys. I hope you guys like this session. If you guys are new here, or if you guys like it, I would say just like the video so more people can see it, and then share it with your family and friends so more people can get benefit of that. I think that's about it, and then you guys go enjoy your weekend, and then I'll see you guys Monday, and then watch out for the watchlist that I post. So I think thanks again everyone for joining this charting session. Love you all.